Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Number of dropouts in community schools rises. 1 million students admitted in grade 1 drops down to 350,000 by the time they reach grade 10. The government gears up to invest additional 4 billion rupees on the 65 billion rupee Melamchi drinking water project. Irregularities continue in the project. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal remanded to judicial custody till 15th of April in liquor policy case. Kejriwal shifted to Tihar jail. And Nepal A defeat Ireland Wolves by 3 runs to secure a consolation win in the third and final match of the T20 series. Despite the loss, Ireland win the series 2-1. 1,028,000 students were enrolled in grade 1 in 2014. Among them, only 375,000 students continued their studies to reach grade 10. The remaining 653,000 or 64% of the students dropped out in the middle. 16 students were admitted in grade 1 of Adarsa Secondary School in Sanotimi, Bhaktapur in 2014. Among them, only 6 reached grade 10 and they are taking the Secondary Education Examination SEE. Out of the students enrolled in grade 1, only 35% of them gave continuity to their studies. Serious study has not been carried out to find out why these students drop out. According to the Ministry of Education, a total of 1,028,642 students enrolled in grade 1 in 2014 in 28,000 community schools across the country. The number dropped to 375,631 in 2024 by the time they reached grade 10 and are taking the SEE. This shows that only 36% of the students gave continuity to their studies and 64% of them, or 653,000 students, dropped out in the middle. There is legal provision of providing free education till grade 12. However, the government has failed to keep students in schools. The government conducts campaigns every year to enroll children in schools. However, it has failed in carrying out campaigns to prevent students from dropping out. The government has geared up to invest additional 4 billion rupees on the 65 billion rupee Melamchi drinking water project. Meanwhile, experts say that the location of the headwork of the project is geographically under risk and that large amounts have to be invested time and again to bring water to Kathmandu from there. The residents of Kathmandu had to reel under the lack of drinking water after the flood some 2 years ago had destroyed the main source and headwork of the project. The government has intended to distribute Melamchi drinking water only during the winter season, as minor flood is likely to destroy the source of the project during the monsoon season. Based on the bank's suggestion, the government has made preparations to relocate the headwork 1 kilometer above the current site. For this, a roadway is needed and a tunnel 500 meters in length has to be dug. Likewise, people must be compensated as additional land is required for this. According to initial projection, additional 4 billion rupees is required for this. The Asian Development Bank will be responsible for the construction of the said infrastructures, which will begin after the government makes a decision in this regard. However, regular supply of Melamchi drinking water is still uncertain as the new site chosen for the relocation of the headwork has been termed unsafe. The Asian Development Bank had given 3 alternative plans for sustainable supply of drinking water from Melamchi. The entity had suggested to shift the headwork 100 meters, 1 kilometer or 4 kilometers above the current site. The government decided to set up the headwork in Sarkathali, which is 1 kilometer away. In the meantime, the Kathmandu residents have been reeling under uncertainties regarding the regular supply of Melamchi drinking water, despite spending billions of rupees on the project. Bagmati Province Chief Minister Shalikram Jamarkatel has won the vote of confidence for the 3rd time. Jamarkatel secured 56 votes during today's meeting of the Province Assembly. Meanwhile, 37 votes were cast against him. China has agreed to reopen 14 customary border transits with Nepal, which had remained closed since the COVID pandemic. The northern neighbor had made the decision during Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs Naran Kaji Srestha's China visit. Prior to this, the Raswagari Kerung, Tatupani Jangmu, Yari Puran and Nechung Lichi border transits with China that had been closed during the coronavirus pandemic had been opened. Speaking to reporters at the Tribhuvan International Airport earlier today upon his arrival from the 9-day China visit, Minister Srestha said that the decision by China is expected to make the lives of Nepali citizens living near the Chinese border transits easier. He also said that both sides have agreed to form a foreign ministerial level joint commission to hold dialogues regularly on various issues, including bilateral relations. The Home Minister also said that discussions had been held to finalize and implement China's Belt and Road Initiative BRI. He said that the government will make maximum efforts to implement the BRI project in Nepal as a grant. Likewise, the minister said that China had given positive response to his request with the Chinese authority to provide free visa to Nepali tourists who wish to visit China. Both the sides have also become positive towards resuming direct bus route from Kathmandu to China's Tibet. The Chinese authority has also expressed willingness to set up multi-purpose laboratories in the border territories and to provide required capital and technology to increase agricultural productivity. Minister Srestha also said that both the countries have agreed to increase flights from China to Kathmandu and Pokhara and from Kathmandu to various cities in China. The main opposition, Nepali Congress, has remained firm in its stance regarding the need for formation of a probe committee to investigate the cooperative's fraud case and the resignation of Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane. Speaking during the meeting of the House of Representatives earlier today, Nepali Congress lawmaker Pratima Gautam said that the government's reluctance in forming a probe committee to investigate the cooperative's fraud case has raised doubts on the authorities' intentions. The main opposition has demanded the Home Minister relinquish his duties until the investigation is concluded. Meanwhile, lawmaker Thakur Gaide urged the government to provide compensation to the family of a student who had been murdered in Ribdikot, Palpa. Speaking during the 0 hour of today's meeting, lawmakers condemned the government for failing to fulfill its pledge to stamp out the use of ropeway, although 9 years ago have already passed, and demanded construction of bridges at various places. They also put forth demands to ensure that the issues raised at the Parliament are addressed, use of revenue collected from pollution tax to minimize pollution, and declaration of nilgai as crop damaging animal. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, why has the agenda of Nepali Congress, which has been demanding resignation of the Home Minister, growing weak? 33% voted for A, demand lacking clarity, 31% for B, internal conflict, and 36% for C, power politics. And here's today's question. What should Nepal prioritize for the investment summit which the country is scheduled to host? Your options are A, policy level improvement, B, countries by credit rating, and C, investors' confidence. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The International Relations and Tourism Committee of the Parliament has directed the Nepal Airlines Corporation to furnish clarification within 15 days regarding the procurement process of the narrow-body aircraft. The directive was issued during the meeting held earlier today. Committee Chair Raj Kishore Yadav said that the entity has been directed to furnish answers to clarify that the procurement process of the narrow-body aircraft was free from irregularities. He said that a subcommittee will be formed to probe into the matter. The committee has also directed to present all the documents involved while signing the agreement for the procurement of the aircraft. Chair Yadav said that Nepal Airlines Corporation and Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal must work together to remove Nepal from European Union's blacklist. All flights approaching from the northern point of the only runway of the Tribhuvan International Airport has been barred from landing from today as construction works are underway on both ends of the runway. Director of the Air Transport Capacity Enhancement Project, Engineer Dipendra Shrestha, said that all flights have been prohibited to land from the northern point for 3 months starting today. This will affect flights that are operated from Kathmandu based on Visual Flight Rules VFR, as well as northern and domestic flights. The runway of the Tribhuvan International Airport is 350 meters in length. The project is a part of the Tribhuvan International Airport Master Plan that began in 2016 and aims to extend the capacity of the airport to cater 10 million passengers annually. 3 foreign contractors have been working on the 15 billion rupee project. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces regarding the reasons behind problems in cooperatives. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सहकारीमा अहिले समस्या आउनुको पछाडी भनेको सहकारीको मूल्य मान्यता सिद्धान्त अनुसार नीति नियम विपरीत सहकारी संस्था चलाउनु र चलाउने मान्छेले पनि सहकारी चाहिँ पेशा व्यवसायको आधारमा नचलाएर यसलाई चाहिँ निजी कम्पनी जस्तो बनाएर चलाउन खोज्दाखेरि सहकारीमा समस्या आयो।
सहकारी अभियानमा काम गर्ने मान्छेले पनि यो जनताको काम हो, समुदायको काम हो, हामीले राम्रोसँग काम गर्नुपर्छ, यसको लागि हामीले निस्वार्थले काम गर्नुपर्छ भने नैतिकवान भएर काम गर्न सक्यो भने सहकारी संस्थामा समस्या कहिल्यै आउने थिएन।
सहकारी शिक्षा नलिकन सहकारीहरू भट्टाभट दर्ता गर्ने, भट्टाभट सञ्चालन गर्ने र अर्को देखासेखीमा गर्ने भएको कारणले गर्दा सहकारीका सिद्धान्तहरूभन्दा विपरीत चाहिँ कार्य सञ्चालन भएको कारणले गर्दा समस्याहरू देखिएको हो।
सहकारीलाई कसले नियमन गर्ने भन्ने स्पष्ट छैन, त्यही भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि यो समस्या आइरहेको छ।
विभिन्न जग्गाहरुमा लगानी गरियो, प्लटिङ गरियो र त्यसबाट उनीहरुको त्यो नउठिसकेपछि अनि अहिले बचतकर्ताहरु चाहिँ मारमा परेका छन् अनि उनीहरुको पैसा चाहिँ त्यहाँ गएर फसिसकेपछि अब सञ्चालक समितिले त्यो फिर्ता दिन नसकेको कारणले चाहिँ एउटा मेन समस्या त्यो भइरहेको छ।
कोरोना पछाडि देश एउटा आर्थिक मन्दीमा छ, त्यो मन्दीको कारणले पनि एउटा समस्या हो।
It's time now for the international update. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will spend the next 2 weeks in jail in the liquor policy case after his Enforcement Directorate ED custody ended today. The probe agency did not seek custody of the Aam Aadmi Party AAP leader, after which a local court this morning sent him to jail till 15th of April. The court has also allowed him to meet his wife Sunita Kejriwal and ministers Atishi and Saurav Bhardwaj before he is shifted to the Tihar jail. Kejriwal was arrested on 21st of March in the alleged liquor policy scam after he skipped 9 central agency summons and has been running his government from the ED lockup since then. In Delhi's Roos Avenue Court, where Kejriwal was produced this morning before the expiry of his probe agency custody, the ED said he had been uncooperative and was giving evasive answers. He did not reveal the passwords of his digital devices, the ED told the court. The central agency, which is probing money laundering charges in the alleged liquor policy scam, also said it may need his custody again in the future. The agency said Kejriwal gave false evidence against other AAP members, and when confronted with the statements of his own party leaders, he called them confused. He also said that Vijay Nair, AAP communications in charge, who has turned an approver, did not report to him, but to Atishi and Bhardwaj. Israel's military says it has pulled out of Al-Shifia hospital in Gaza City after a 2-week military operation that has destroyed much of the hospital complex. According to the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, troops killed terrorists and found numerous weapons and intelligence documents in the area. The raid took place after Israel said it had intelligence indicating Hamas was using the hospital as a base to launch attacks. Hamas denies using medical sites to carry out military operations. Heavy fighting has been reported around the hospital, the largest in Gaza in recent weeks. In a statement following today's withdrawal, the IDF said troops had completed precise operational activity in the area of the Shifa hospital and exited the area. Earlier, Palestinian media reports said dozens of bodies were found in the vicinity of the complex, citing witnesses and Hamas-run health ministry. The World Health Organization has said 21 patients have died in Al-Shifa in the past 2 weeks, while Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said more than 200 terrorists were killed. Witnesses reported heavy gunfire and tanks surrounding the facility when the raid began in the early hours of the morning on 18th of March. Al-Shifa was raided earlier in the conflict after Israel said it had evidence that hostages captured during the 7th of October attack were taken there. Israel has long accused Hamas of using civilian health infrastructure as a cover to launch its operations, which the Palestinian group refutes. It's now time for another short break. We'll be right back. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal A defeated Ireland Wolves by a slim margin of 3 runs to secure a consolation win in the third and final match of the T20 series. Despite today's loss, Ireland won the series 2-1. In the match played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur today, Nepal batted first after losing the toss and posted a challenging total of 213 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Arif Sheikh top scored for Nepal with an unbeaten 93 off 48 balls, smashing 6 sixes and 7 fours. Rashid Khan also contributed a quick-fire 24 off 13 balls. Basir Ahmed added 19 runs, and Kamal Airi smashed 19 runs off 7 balls and remained not out. Fionn Hand with 2 wickets was the most successful Irish bowler. Chasing a victory target of 214 runs, Ireland managed to score 210 runs in the allotted 20 overs, losing 7 wickets, and lost the match by just 3 runs. In a nail-biting finish, Ireland needed 32 off the last 2 overs and 20 runs in the last over to secure a win. Ireland could only score 16 runs in the last over and fell short of the victory target by 4 runs. Gareth Delaney top scored for Ireland, smashing 68 runs off 37 balls with the help of 5 sixes and 5 fours. Morgan Topping also scored a quick-fire 60 off 37 balls, and opener Ross Adair smashed 31 runs off 14 balls. Bipin Khatri was the pick of the Nepali bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets. The Nepal A side had already lost the series prior to today's match, but have avoided a whitewash against the visitors by winning today. Nepal A had lost the first match by 21 runs before suffering a 40-run defeat in the second match. Despite nearing wins in both matches, Nepal A had failed to finish. Meanwhile, Nepal A Erica Gur has bagged the gold medal in the USA Open Karate Tournament held in the U.S. state of Texas. She claimed gold in the women's under-21 68-kilogram plus elite category. Erica defeated American player Cirrus Lingal 5-1 in the final to secure the gold medal. She also bagged the silver medal in the overall karate championship. Erica had defeated a Canadian player in her first bout. She brushed aside an American player to reach the semifinals. She also won the silver medal at the 19th Asian Games held in China last September-October. Meanwhile, Nepal's Biplav Lal Shrestha crashed out in the semifinals of the men's under 84-kilogram weight category. Biplav tied 5-all against a Canadian player and failed to reach the finals as he lost the bout on the basis of Sanso. Thank you for watching. Good night.